Speaking of flight model, how is that coming along? How do you get to tune that? Work with anybody you can say or not say, or how's the flight model coming along for this thing? Because that's important to a lot of simmers.
Maybe Davey might be able to answer this better.
Yeah, it's a complicated subject, in fact, because uh, well, the deeper we go in the systems and so on, the more difficult it is to simply tune a flight model because you have the you have the physical like values like the weight and all the aerodynamics stuff and things like that. But then on top of this, you have the I'd say the flight controls computers that must be tuned as well. So there are different layers you need to tune, and you need everything to work together. So so we basically have to work on each layer, like make the weights correct, make the surfaces correct, and then you need to have the flight controls that are correctly controlled by the computers. So you need to because we simulate everything, like the fly-by-wire comments are simulated, so you have to tune those as well, and it's kind of complicated. And then on top of this, you have then the hydraulics that will respond to the comments of the computers, and that will have an impact as well. And that's something you probably never notice, but that's one of the thing in hydraulics I'm pretty proud of is that we simulate as well I'd say the physics of every surfaces. So usually what you have in the sims is you move the stick, you have a position that is determined uh, where the surface should go, and it just goes there. Uh, and if you don't have like pressure or something, you make something up like it's going there like slower or something like that. But uh, in our system, we simulate the physics of every surface and every hydraulic actuator as well. So you have really something like the hydraulic jack is pushing on the control arm. This is physically modeled and in real time. So you are pushing the surface against the airflow. We compute the airflow as well, which is pushing back on the surface. And so even this will impact the flight model because it's all linked together. So uh, like if you are happy with something, but the hydraulics are not tuned perfectly, then the hydraulic jack itself will have difficulties to just move like the spoiler up in the air because the airflow is too strong. So it's a lot of layers that you need to simulate, and that's probably the physics about the surfaces is probably something not much people know we do, but that's something we really do, I think, well, because we simulate everything like this. And we talked earlier about the droop. You can put
Yeah.
the plane like upside down, and the surfaces will droop like up because the plane is reversed. So it's just physics,
There we go.
and and so everything will just respond to the hydraulics will really provide pressure to really simulated actuators that will really push on control arms that have a real position, like between the axis of rotation of the surface and the control arm. You have like a lever arm, which is computed in real time. The airflow will push on the surface, so everything is simulated. And like if you try to let's say we go crazy, and like if you are doing like a maneuver in the air and you are losing the hydraulics on that surface, you won't have the surface like go like neutral by magic. It will have to be pushed back by the airflow. So you might get unwanted uh, unwanted movement on the airplane because it won't respond, and you will have to wait for the airflow to push it back in place. And that's something you can already like feel in the A320. It's all there already. So
Yeah, it seems to me that you guys are taking a similar approach to all the different aspects of the airplane. So first we talked about the modeling where you know how everything is constructed, you know how everything is layered, so you can recreate that accurately and get the best effect you possibly can. And now with Davey talking about the hydraulics and the airflow over the wings, you guys are doing the same exact approach. You're just not just plugging in numbers. You have to take into consideration what it's reacting to it and how much force and so forth and so on.
Actually, if you like kill the hydraulics in flight, like with the A320, if you kill the hydraulics for the aileron, for example, what you will see in other like paywers, you will see like strange things like they will go down like on the ground. So it's really strange. If you look at the Neo, you will see for the aileron, for example, you will see those go up
Right.
because there
Once
is
pressurized.
less pressure above them, so it will suck the ailerons up. So visually you will see it, and you will see those up also on the flight control page. And so this is all the same stuff we just ported to the A380. So everything
Right.
will react physically to the hydraulics.
A question about the hydraulics for the A380. Does it have a PTU as like the A320 or
Nope.
something different?
Nope.
It does not. Okay.
What is particular to that plane is that in a way it's simpler than the A320. It's simpler. There is less like strange things like the PTU, like the emergency generator, which is a hydraulic it's an hydraulic motor on the A320. You don't have those. Even the rat is not hydraulic on the A380. It's just an electrical generator that is turning. And so, in a way, it's simpler, but there are like technical improvements, like the pressure is much higher. It's like using like 5,000 psi. So you have like smaller actuators, and also one nice feature is that you have no electrical backups, which means in the A380 you can kill every hydraulic and you still have moving actuators, because not all, but some of the actuators are able
There it is.
to be just powered by electrical system, because they have their own hydraulic system, which is a unit system just buried into the actuator. So
Right.
the backup in that plane is electrical. So you have like teeny hydraulics that are run by electrical system, which is totally independent from the main hydraulics.
Right.
And
Did I?
we simulate those already.
I just want
Wow.
to say how beautiful those wings are. Gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, I'm super impressed with the hydraulics and your description of what's going on in the background that we don't even ever think about.